Wegener stated, I have a more evidence to support my. So the next evidence which was given by Wegener to support his was basically the fossil evidence. Wegener stated that if you see the modern day distribution of fossils which have been found, especially in crust or let's say sedimentary rocks, so whatever fossils which have been found, same kind of fossils were found especially in the other parts or other land masses. So identical fossil or similar kind of fossils or similar plants and animals have been found on now separated. And what kind of fossil evidences have been found? So first there has been a found of Mesosaurus. Mesosaurs are basically freshwater reptiles, and the evidences of Mesosaurs have been found in South America, and the evidences of Mesosaurs have been found in Africa. Here you can see in this one image, Mesosaurs were found in this part of South America, and yes, this modern day this part of Africa. That means what? That yes, these two land masses were connected together. Moreover, apart from Mesosaurs, Wegener stated that we have a evidences regarding the Glossopteris. We have a Glossopteris, and these Glossopteris are actually the fern kind of vegetation, you would can say, the kind of vegetation or fern tree depositions were there. So these Glossopteris were found in this part of Australia, modern day this part of Australia. They have been found in Antarctica. They have been found in India as well. Yes, they have been found in Africa, and yes, they have been found in Africa. The modern day distribution is, it means what? Like all these land masses were connected together. They once they were connected, and now they have been. If you see these kind of Mesosaurs, so these Mesosaurs were actually the kind of freshwater reptiles. So what we can say, that they are not able to swim, or they are not able to cross the ocean which we used to see nowadays at that much distance, and these are the freshwater reptiles. They will not able to survive in the saline water, or let's say the hard water of ocean. That means what? That yes, these lands were connected together. This possibility of Mesosaurs, that they might have swim from this South America, and while swimming they might have reached to Africa. This swimming possibility can be ignored because the distance is more, and yes, second thing is what? Like these Mesosaurs can only able to sustain in a freshwater conditions. There is a saline water, so there will not be a possibility of survival. So based on this pattern, what we can say, that these fossils or these kind of distribution of fossils, it suggests that yes, continents were connected in this. If you have a one pattern, and if this one pattern is suggested by 1, 2 and more than that evidences, it means yes, to some extent that theory might be correct. Okay, here you can see in this particular image, that's how we have a formation of Pangaea ultimately, and then yes, we have a distribution of continent Pangaea, and then and we have a other kind of fossils and trace of organisms. So we have a Mesosaurs and we have a Glossopteris. Then we have a Lystrosaurus, and these Lystrosaurus were actually being found. They were the herbivorous mammals, and these Lystrosaurus were found in this modern day these part of Antarctica, India and Africa. Similarly, if you see, we have some sort of kind of, we can say, cynognaths, and these cynognaths were being found in South America and Africa in this way. So that means what? All these land masses, if we connect, then we will have this. It means they were connected together. Here you can see again, and that's how the distribution is found even in modern days. So that means continents were connected. Moving ahead, Wegener cited that I have a more evidences So the next evidence is what? Paleoclimatic. He tried to reconstruct the past climatic indicators. Based on those climatic indicators, he tried to compare the modern day climatic conditions, based on which he tried to justify that the continents were. So glacial deposits were found, and these glacial deposits are being called as till, or let's say tillets in this case. So glacial deposits are being known as tillets. You will see glacial deposits in these part of South America, Africa, India, Australia and Antarctica. You see these kind of glacial deposits, it tilts here on these parts. And now these continents are separated by a wide distance. It means what? That all of these continents are. You have a same evidence which suggesting the same set of a story, which has been postulated by Wegener. And yes, this glacial deposition is with regard to Carboniferous period, Carboniferous age, which is being found. That means what? That all of these were actually the part of South Pole, and at the South Pole there was a glacial deposit. Coal deposits are also being found. Here you can see in this particular image that we have these areas where we have a coal deposition. In modern day we have a coal deposition here in this way. So that becomes a part of Europe. So in the Western Europe you will see we have a coal deposit. Have a part of Northern Africa, you will see we have a coal deposits. In North America we have a deposit, and so on. So he tried to explain that these coal deposits were basically the result of tropical vegetation, and that vegetation which has been buried over the time period, and as a result of the burying of this tropical vegetation we had a coal deposition. Similarly, desert sandstones in present humid areas. If you see many humid areas here, you can see in this. So if you see modern day humid areas, even in the humid areas you will see desert sandstone. Now they are humid, but still if you see there is a finding of desert sandstone, it means what? That these might have been connected together in this particular way. And even in these areas of the modern day continents you will find desert sand. Means there is a climatic similarity. If there is a climatic similarity, that means these land masses might have been connected together. So all these evidences are actually suggesting a one set of story, and that is what? That the Pangaea, Laurasia, Gondwanaland, and then we have a modern day continent. Wegener cited that yes, I have one more evidence regarding the distribution of continents which we used to see nowadays. That is the distribution of glacial. That distribution is with respect to the glacial striations. We have a glacial striation. So with regard to glacial striation, means we have a parallel grooves which has been found on the rocks. Grooves have been found on the rocks, and these grooves have been formed because of the glacial movement, and these grooves have been found especially in these areas. Now this is the extension, the till deposition. So grooves have been found especially in the rocks which are found here in these ways. And if you see the modern day distribution, so we have a similar grooves which have been found apart from glacial till. That means all of these were connected together over the South Pole, and then they distributed over the other parts of our earth crust, or let's say resemblance of modern day distribution of our continents. Okay, so ice sheet once separated, here you can see they were actually connected on the southern parts, and they were united as Gondwanaland. So Wegener tried to provide evidences, and with his evidences suggested that yes, my theory is correct. Yes, the factors or the causes which are responsible for the drifting, which are responsible for the movement of these continents, they might not be sufficient, but evidences are clear, and these evidences clearly stated that yes, these continents seems to be a part of or let's say these continents are supposed to be connected together once in a geological. Another evidence which was given by Wegener was basically the continuity of mineral resources. He stated that if you see the availability of minerals, specifically in terms of salts, specifically in terms of rifts, let's coral reefs specifically, if you see, so the finding of these salts or minerals is basically based on, you can say, different continents. But if you see the remarkability of all of these zones, so if you connect these land masses together, then you can simply decoded this entire story in this way, that all the continents were together, they were the parts of each other. So we have a similar deposition, we have a gold deposition specifically in Ghana, and those gold deposition matches with the Brazil. So that means what? That yes, these two parts were actually connected. Coal fields in India and Antarctica and South Africa have been found. That means these land masses were together, these connected. Even in Australia, you can say. Sedimentary layers in Africa and South America shows that yes, there might be a same set of thickness when it comes to the sedimentary rock. So here the rocks which are being found, these rocks have a same thickness, means the age is same. That means that particular landmass which is now split in terms of Africa, India and Australia were supposed to be a part of gold, and which was supposed to be a part of entire Pangaea. So through these evidences, Wegener stated that his theory regarding the Pangaea, regarding the Laurasia, Gondwanaland, and further split of land masses which lead to the modern day distribution of continents was correct. And yes, these evidences are correct. Based on these evidences, we can say that Wegener was correct to some extent. However, at the same time, Wegener was not able to describe the driving mechanism which is responsible for the movement, or let's say drift of these. Regarding this, we will have a more clarity in upcoming session. Till then,